Have you ever seen your mom beat the crap out of someone else's mom? Then see your brother beat the crap out of her son? Then have your dad punk his dad, cause trust me, he don't want it. Well, if you have, then your family's probably as badass as mine. And if you haven't, you're probably gonna like this story. So this is way back when we used to live in New York, Manhattan. We used to live on Academy and Broadway. And we had this little tradition where every Saturday we would go to the park. Because on Saturdays, they had something I could only describe as a Latino carnival. I mean, they had like 100 food stands, clowns, a face painting station, a guy walking around selling bootleg CDs. Pretty much everything a Latino could ever ask for. So as Latinos, we were obviously drawn to it like a moth to an 80-watt light bulb that smells like carne asada. It's good. So as soon as we would get there, the first thing we would do is straight up attack the food stands. Now to get the same thing every single time. Gorditas. Yeah, buddy, you know what I'm talking about. Gorditas, like the tacos, not the girls. Picture this, a freshly made, thicker than usual, tortilla filled with beans, chicken, cheese, sour cream, guac. Basically Chipotle before Chipotle. So yeah, it was love at first sight. So here I am with the love of my life between my hands, getting ready to make love to it with my taste buds, when I decide, you know what, I want a little entertainment while I eat. So I walk over to this little area where there's a bunch of kids just riding their bikes and riding their scooters, and in reality, I just want to see somebody fall down. Maybe break an arm, I don't know. But eventually I find this little spot on the ground, so I sit down and start doing dirty things to this gordita. Oh yeah. Oh, you're a dirty gordita. Oh, that guac. Oh, look at the cheese, look at the cheese. So while I'm going to town on this gordita, I happen to look up and I see this kid around 13 years old riding his BMX bike, and he's riding around me in circles. And I'm thinking to myself, this is weird, but I don't even care because it's just all about me and this gordita right now. So he goes around me about a half a dozen more times, and then he just rides off and leaves. And I'm like, finally, some privacy. Time to get down and dirty on this gordita, you know what I mean? So he gets about 20 feet away from me, and he stops. He turns his bike around, and he stares me down. And I'm thinking, what the hell do you want? No, you can't have a bite. And right when I had that thought, I saw him mouth the words, "Don't move." And he took off, and he's riding towards me like 100 miles per hour, and before I knew it, he was like 2 feet away from me. I had no time to react, so I just closed my eyes and held on to my gordita. And boom, it felt like someone hit me on the top of the head with a bike. You know why? Because they did. This guy thought it was a good idea to jump over a 6-year-old eating a gordita. So before I knew what was even happening, all I hear is, "Don't move! I'm gonna jump you again!" And I don't even know what to do. So I did the only thing a 6-year-old can do. Yep, I started crying. And I thought maybe if he sees me crying, he's gonna feel bad and he's gonna leave me alone, he's gonna stop. Nope. 5 seconds later, boom, clips him on the top of the head again. And listen, this happened about 4 or 5 more times until I finally got the courage to get up and run away. So I ran off looking for my parents, but before I could find them, I found my older brother, Aaron. So he looks at me and he's like, "What the hell happened to you?" And I have like sour cream and guac all over my face, and I got tire tracks all over my body. So I told him the whole story. I was eating a gordita, and then this kid, and then he ran me over, and then he hit me with his bike. It's pretty much what it sounded like. So after I told him everything that happened, he said, all right, let's just go find mommy. So we're walking to go find my mom, and he asked me, so what did this kid look like? And I'm like, he had a hoodie on, and he was riding a bike. I mean, listen, I'm 6. This is pretty much the best description you're gonna get from me. So finally, we spot our mom, and she's like 10 feet away from us when I see the kid. He's riding past my mom, riding towards us, and he's got a freaking smile on his face. So I tapped my brother on the arm and I said, that's him. And he said, are you sure? I'm like, listen, I have his freaking tire marks on the top of my head. Trust me, that's him. So he says, all right, just get out of his way. And I'm thinking, yeah, let's get out of this kid's way. He's freaking crazy. So we both kind of step back and we both kind of get out of his way. And I'm thinking he's just gonna ride past us. Man, was I wrong. So he rides past me and he's almost riding past my brother when all of a sudden my brother grabs him by his hoodie and rips him off the bike, and the bike just keeps going. Before this kid even knows what's happening, he's already on the floor getting his face tenderized. So my brother's been making this kid into ground beef for like 30 seconds now, when out of nowhere this kid's mom pops up like a friggin' drunk baboon and grabs my brother by his hair and by his shirt, and she's shaking him around. And guess who happened to turn their head at that exact moment? I'll give you a hint. Was it A, a recovering zombie trying to get his life back in order? B, a mother who just went from 0 to 100 real quick? Or C, a blueberry? Listen, my mom was so pissed. She didn't even walk over to this lady. Her body just kind of glided over, kind of like a Kuma from Street Fighter. Just straight gave her the old raging demon. And I mean, these fights went on for like another minute until my dad and his friends broke them up. And actually, I can still remember my dad's friend grabbing the lady by her tatas, and he's trying to break them up, but yeah, he was just copping a feel. And you know, the thing that surprised me the most about this entire thing wasn't the fact that I just saw my mom taking care of business, or the fact that this kid has no respect for gorditas. It was seeing my older brother stand up for me. Even though we've always had a rocky relationship, I know he always has my back. And listen, fighting is not the answer. Never resolves anything. But on this day, in Inwood Hill Park, as a family, we kicked ass.